guys, in this program we will read two numbers from the keyboard, and then we will read the third number. The third number will tell us what to do. So if the third number is 1, we must print the addition of the numbers, the sum of the numbers. If the third number is 2, then we must print the difference of the numbers. If the third number is 3, we will print the product of the number. And if the number is 4, we will print the result of the division. I want you to complete the functions subtraction, product, and division. The first function, addition, I already completed for you. So in our main function, I will create two variables of type int and let them be a and b, and let's say we will have a variable result. Then we will read the numbers a, b, then it's c, and we will also read c. And then if c is equal to 1, then I will find the sum of the numbers. If c is 2, I'll find the difference of the numbers. If c is 3, I'll find the product of the number. And if c is 4, I'll find the result of the division. So I created this function addition, which returns integer value, and it accepts two parameters. Let them be of type integer a and of type integer b. And inside the function, I created this variable sum. And then I'll say that sum will be equal to the a plus b, so a plus b will come from outside to my function. Then I will return the sum. And attention that I return the sum, and this function is returning integer value, so the sum must also be integer, and indeed it is integer. And don't worry, like we used a and b here and we used a and b here. Do they have to be equal or do they have to be different? It doesn't matter, because main and addition are different functions, so whatever variable you declare inside the functions, they don't create problem with other variables with the same name, because they are in different functions. So if c is equal to 1, I'll say that my result will be equal to the result of the function addition, and to my function I will send the first and the second numbers. So when my function addition gets these two numbers, it will find the sum and return the sum, and when it returns the sum, I will assign the result to the variable called result. So if c is equal to 2, I would say that result is equal to subtraction ab, and if c is equal to 3, I would say that result will be equal product ab. So I will send a and b to the function product to get the result. And if it's 4, I'll say that result will be equal to division, and inside this function I will send these numbers. So what happens when you send your these two numbers to the function subtraction? I could do it this way, like I would create variable s, and I would say that s is equal to a minus b, so this a minus b are coming from here, so the names must be equal. So you can't say x minus y, because they don't exist. What we get from what we get into our function subtraction are a and b. That's why here we write a and b, and then you return s. Or you could directly do this way, you could directly return a minus b. That's also the way of solving it. And inside my product, I will return a multiplied by b, and the float and the division will return a divided by b. But for this function I will not have a problem, but for this function I will have a problem. You will see it, I intentionally left it for the last. So I get 10 and 3, and if I give 1 it will show me the sum. Oops, I didn't print the result. So when we get the result from the functions, finally we must print the value of my variable result. So 10, 3, 1, since it's 1 it will show me the sum. And now let's try with 2, 10, 3 and 2, it will show me 7. And when it is 10, 3 and 3 it will show me 30. And when it is 10, 3 and 4 it shows me 3 instead of 3.3333, because you see that the result here is integer, so it can't show the float numbers. That's why I would change all of them to float. And then yes, the division function must return float, because I could have some numbers with decimal points, and still if I did this one float, the result, and the function is returning float, it will still return me the wrong value. Oh, sorry, it must be 4. It will still return me the wrong value, because you see that it returns a divided by b, and since a is integer and b is integer, it will again show return the integer value. That's why what you can do, you can say that I want to convert number a to float. So to convert to float, you just put number a inside the float and inside the parentheses. So this way I converted my number a to float. So converting only one number in this operation is enough. And now let's run. Oh, I did the mistake again, sorry. And this is the result that we want. That's all.